Alright, this is it. So we finished Soul Blazer last time. And now we get to start out on the second game in this wonderful, wonderful Enix trilogy. They got a better logo. And there it is, Illusion of Gaia. You'll notice that the music is a lot more varied so far. It's nice. Alright. Let's see. I guess let's start it out. Let's see. Stereo sound. I think we're good. Let's do it! So, here we're seeing the inner monologue of the main character, Will. You'll notice that the text is colored. So, non-main characters are in the standard white text. Doesn't bode well. Seth is in purple. Eric's in orange. And Lance is in green. And we gotta head to the cave by the seashore. So, first off, we're going to have to try to find all 50 red gems. I'm going to make sure to do that. Fortunately, I have a little booklet that has this information in it. And there are 3 in this area. We're going to find them, we're going to grab them all because, well, it's an important thing at the end of the game to... Oh, I like that, the jumping down. Here's Jeweler Gem. And he basically gives us stuff based on the number of gems that we get. And you'll see that at 50, he offers us his secrets. So we're gonna be aiming to figure that one out. Oh. The characters are very interesting. It's been a year since our father disappeared or was lost at the Tower of Babel. We somehow made it back to town, but there's not really any details. There's another red jewel. There's one more in this area. You'll notice the little scroll up and down, which is kind of a nice touch. But the music in this game is really fantastic. Just listen to it. A little bit of seagulls in the background. It's just perfect. When someone wanted to make the SNES, the Super Famicom music sound good, they were able to do it. And this is one example. I like it. It's just so nice to listen to. This is interesting because Will usually speaks in the first person. Sometimes it goes into the third person. I think it's just a translation glitch. Or something. I don't know. Okay. Good for you, I guess. There's some girls playing red light, green light over here. Oh, I've never seen that before. If you almost landed on her, she freaks out. It's totally reasonable. Okay, we get running, and there's a different animation for it and everything. I mean, it sounds like it's not a big deal, but like these were big things at the time, especially for a a RPG style adventure. Oh. Yeah. There's Lola in kind of a darker orange. Tells us to go outside and play. Here's Bill. That's kind of great. Yeah. So, let's just kind of poke over here real quick. It's important to note that this thing is here. Now, what is this? Let's take a look. So here is Gaia, kind of the equivalent of the Master in Soul Blazer. And we are told to have the dark power, and we're the chosen one. And they even have a neat little sound for recording your save game. But it's interesting, Will has the dark power. But apparently that's a good thing, and not like some kind of ominous thing. We hope. We got a fisherman here. So he's the key to giving us the third red gem. And here's our seaside cave. It's like a secret base. And the trick to getting the third red gem is to just cycle back here until the fisherman shows up outside this door. I think. Hold on. So we might have to do this a little later, actually. I'll do a couple more. Oh boy. Well, let's check it out. Oh boy. Something's going down. And so the characters are... Yeah, so we're... Alright. So Will has a mysterious power. He can move things without touching them. And the way that you do that is with the L or the R button. But you can only move certain things. And I clicked through it a little too quickly, but we're basically trying to look for the ace of diamonds, I think. Yeah. And, of course, it's the ace of diamonds. So, Will is kind of a little bit psychic. And... and they go back to playing cards. Now, they took out strafing, crab walking, whatever. It's already dark. So now we definitely need to get the red gem. This can take a while sometimes. I don't think there's any trick to it. I think it's just keep going. And this is one of the things that kind of makes getting the red gems a little irritating. They're missable. So if we don't get this right now, and we proceed with the story, that's it. We can't get all 50 red gems. That's why I'm using the guide, because it's easy to miss one here or there. Come on. There he is. That's it. Red jewel. He lifted the strange teapot. Again, the translation is a little weird here, because, like, is that what he was saying, or is that, like, what Will is saying in the background? Whatever. We'll give these to, or no, actually, let's do something kind of interesting. So, what's the button? I guess it's select. Alright. So, I have 2 red jewels in my inventory. My inventory only can hold 16 items, which means that I can fill up. You know, for instance, there are 50 red gems, red jewels. So, the cool thing about red jewels is that if you equip them, and then you use them, it flies off to gem all by itself. And there's even a little nice on-screen effect and a sound. It's nice. They really put a lot of effort into the incidental things in this game. It just makes it so much nicer to play. Oh boy. Why is there a pig in the house? Okay. And the princess apparently just walked into our house for no reason. You'll also notice that Will at least has a blinking animation. Princess. So Will's father is Ullman. But Will still has hope that he'll come back. Uh-oh. Oh, dang it! See, if you have to be careful not to push keys. So, yeah, she ran away. Soldiers are here. And they're under orders from the king to take her back. And the punishment is severe. Yeah, we knew that. Oh, Bill likes practical jokes, and Mischief. Big viaduct under the castle. See, it would have been really hard to censor this, but they made an effort, and they made kind of a halfway effort, and they didn't do a very good job of censoring it. You can kind of tell everything that's going on. Like, this is pretty clear. It's like they had to cut out the word die or something like that, but whatever. Last night, licorice and rice. Before that, mouse fritters. Alright. Snail pie with whipped cream. And the next morning, something began to happen. All the events of the game start here. Crystal ring for omens thanks to Edward Castle. Alright. Lola's Melody. So, as far as we know, there is no crystal ring. But we got an order from the king to bring it, so what to do, right? You notice that the sprites are a lot bigger than in Soul Blazer 2. Like, you know, the character takes up a significant chunk of the screen. So, she mentions Will's hair blowing around. Yep, and as you can see, there are certain areas where there's actually a wind that picks up, and it blows Will's hair and clothes around. Nice little attention to detail. And these three are still chilling here playing cards. I don't know, I kind of like all the characters. Over the course of the game, they all develop decent personalities and stuff like that. And here we go. This is it. Here's the world map. And it's pretty simple. You just basically select where you want to go. And mode 7 your way over there. Not bad. Okay, well, now we've got to... Alright, so we're good here. And there are... There is one red jewel in this area, so we're gonna have to go find it. Boom, there it is. Be careful when you meet with the king. Famous hunter. You know, and it's like, I think they mean bounty hunter, but they can't say bounty hunter, so they say hunter, which makes it sound even worse, because like a bounty hunter at least might be tasked to bring someone back, but like a hunter is just like, shoot you with an arrow. But we've got some ominousness about the royal family here. Kara wants out, but there's not a whole lot we can do. Whoa! And we get thrown back. It's a good little touch. What else have we got going on over here? Yeah, so the interview room is up there. We'll just kind of look around real quick. Yeah, a hunter. Keep your wits about you. Everyone calls him shabby. And we're thrown in prison. Because we didn't bring the ring. That's pretty dark, huh? It's very... There's a very dark undercurrent to it. Of course it's locked. And we can't even look at the moss again. Wow, that's pretty... Like, it's definitely not a little kid thing. So now the flute's talking. And it's our father. What? Left hand wall. Whoa. So, just dropped a stone on us. Crystal power in the stone. We need to find mystic statues. Incan ruins. So, yeah. A letter and a key. Nice little flavor text there. You can open this one too. And there's a guard trapped in here that says he doesn't need your help. So the interesting thing about this is that, except for the fact that Enix produced it, there's no clear connection between the two games at this point. Even the gems look different, and they do a different thing, too. Okay, so, give me just a second. We got 3 more red jewels in this area. 2 of them should be fairly easy to find. One of them is a little trickier. But here we go. The first dungeon of the game. So we have a flute that we use to beat the ever-living snot out of these bats. And whenever we clear a screen, well, not whenever, but yeah. So now we have the start button gives us a little kind of a mini-map to help us detect enemies and treasure chests. And that force thing tells us that if I take out all the enemies, all 15 of them, in this area, that I'll get a gem. And you don't know what you're going to get until it shows up. But they kind of cycle between life, attack, and defense. So, goal is going to be to try to get all of those. You also notice that there's diagonal walking, which is kind of nice. There wasn't any of that in Soul Blazer. You got skeletons. Now we gotta watch out for these guys. And sometimes enemies will make something like that. So this seems pretty basic, right? But there's actually a little more to it. First, you can do this jump-in attack, which does extra damage. And also, it turns out, we don't really have anything to use it on right now, but it turns out that the LR button can move stuff as well as blocking enemy projectiles. Actually, I'll see if I can demonstrate it with this guy. Because why not? Bring it! Yep! So that's important to remember. It's easy to forget that you can block projectiles. But you actually have to block the projectile. Alright, strength up. And that opens up a door. So, this game is different from Soul Blazer in that... Uh-oh, what's this? So we can move these statues. And that little dandelion thing seems to be following us. And it doesn't like it when we hit it. Stop it. These are... What? What'd she say? Dang it! I guess she said follow her, but not yet. That opens that up. But we're not done with this area yet. There's actually nowhere to go over here, so we'll just keep going. Okay, so here's a switch. Boom. The switch changes what path we can take through here. Here is an herb. Medical herbs are, unlike Soul Blazer, medical herbs are actually in fairly short supply. I think if I have the numbers right, there are only 12 in the entire game. So we'll have to use them sparingly. And they don't restore all of your health. They only restore, I think, 7 large circles. I'm taking a little damage here. I probably should have dodged more, but whatever. This first dungeon isn't too difficult. Oh, traps. Yeah. So that dash jump is a little tricky because if you're not careful, you will end up in the hitbox of the enemy, and that will usually be bad. It will go poorly. Oh, and that blocks us because why not? What? Ugh. Fine. Okay. Is that a 9? That looks like a 9. So each big circle is effectively 2 hit points, and that's the trick to that. If you actually try to hit it with your stick with the flute, it will red jewel. That's number 1. Shiny silver dark gems. Yeah, so they're basically points that you use toward a continue. We got 5 more enemies. There we go. So you'll notice that the resolution of my minimap is not very good. It showed 3 enemy things, but there were actually 5 enemies there. Try playing the flute. Play the melody. Hold on, let's look over here real quick. Nope, nothing there. Okay. So, Lola's Melody is an item for us, technically. Soft voice. Go to the switch on the right-hand wall. I need to push the switch on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. It's really slow. Boom. Oh, there's a sound. Gotta watch out, because that will count as a hit. So I can't get across there yet. Try to get as many of these guys as possible. This opens a gate to Gaia. So Gaia can restore our health and save the game for us. But this area also serves a very important purpose. Will, being the chosen one with the dark power, has the ability to change shape. Here's Frieden. He is the eternal Dark Knight. There's a neat little animation here. And he converts over to a rather heavily armed and armored Dark Knight. Yeah. And what Frieden allows us to do is, well, clear certain areas. He has certain skills that enable him to be useful against certain things. One thing he has is reach. He also does a little bit more damage physically, I think. But he's a little bit bigger of a target. He can still block stuff. Whoa. Wow. Opens that up. Oh, you can see the, down at the bottom of the minimap is the path to the Dark World. And the Dark World is a good thing in this game. That's another interesting thing, is that usually, at least back in this time, you know, dark and light were kind of pretty clearly, you know, good evil kind of things. But this game flipped it on its head, which is, you know, interesting. This guy again. Defense up. Yeah, getting those jewels is going to be very important throughout this game. So we've cleared all the enemies, and Friedan gives up control, and Will takes command again. Boom. And the third red gem, or jewel, that we're looking for is here. You see, it's just very... It has the potential to be very tricky. Let me... Oh, we've got a person here. Hold on just a second. There we go. So that should be 7. She's an Itori girl, protected by the flower spirit. And the melody that we used, apparently, is part of the Itori culture. She turns into Dandelion Fluff, and off she goes. You can tell she's another one of the main characters because her text is all blue. Okay. Hold on, let me just double check here. I think we're good. We got 3 in the town, 1 in the castle, 3 more in the dungeon. That's 7. My list says the next one is number 8, so we should be good. I mean, there's still a possibility that I'll miss something. Which is, you know, well, worst case scenario, I'll just have to save scum it, or do it off screen or something. But it seems like most people are actually kind of supportive of getting Kara out. Kara is happy to see us. Old Snorehead. Strange pig power. So we're basically abducting, quote-unquote, the princess. He's sleeping. Yeah. So, King Edward is kind of messed up. And everybody knows it, but no one can say anything at the risk of their own heads. Again, very dark theme. Such triumphant music for a roast leg of yak. Alright. Well, let's get out. And it auto-travels us back to South Cape. Wow. She's looking upstairs. We're kind of glancing around. There doesn't appear to be any sign of them. Uh-oh. And I clicked through it again. It's a little irritating. Yeah, there's the mark of the jackal. That's the hunter. The bounty hunter that the queen hired. And apparently Kara knows a little bit more about him. But that's a relief. The Ituri village. Surrounded by a barrier. See, she wants to run away from being royalty, but she also wants to be royalty at the same time. Very... So we're allowed to visit the town one more time. But unfortunately, they don't seem to say much new. Yeah. So there's not really a whole lot going on. At least in the sense that all the townspeople seem to be saying the same things. Yeah, they just all say the same stuff, so... Unfortunately, there's not... Wait, did I miss that? Oh, yeah, we already saw that. So this is, The one thing that we probably should do is go visit Gem. Drop off some red gems. Alright. So he helps us to keep our inventory clear, basically. And these guys. But unfortunately, it looks like Will is not going to drag them into it. I mean, unfortunately for Will. Probably fortunately for them. It seems like a really bad idea to get on King Edward's bad side, which is definitely what we're doing right now. Plotting something. Will is really able to jump down long distances. There's no falling damage in this game, thank goodness. Alright. And with Lily's guidance, we make our way to the Itori village. Or so we think. Play the melody. And that melody clears the barrier. I can't help it, my feet do hurt. Oh. Man called the Jackal. Poisoned marsupial pie. All right. Red Jewel. So, you'll notice that there's this Inca tribe that, you know, it's... But at the same time, we don't seem to be on Earth, so the question is what's going on here, and all I can say, without spoiling anything, is that, well, we'll find out. And there's more of that Enix mysticism. So a lot of the stuff in this game is about music and things like that. It's yeah. Ancient tomb. Leave them alone. Yeah. So there's some tricks here to do in the town to clear it. Now, to finish this area out. But I think we're going to call it for today. Oh, well, one more thing. So here we've got a statue of Will. With some kind of light. What does this do? The Psycho Dash. It's a skill for Will alone. You can smash certain walls and obstacles by hitting them with this. So, hold it. When the flashing goes fast, you can do that. And, like that, we will call this a day. Yeah. Try to destroy any suspicious places. Whatever you say, game. Alright, that'll do it for tonight. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you all later. And it just vanishes.